again. But so I want to meet you or all participants in meet face to face. So firstly, so I'm very sorry. So Dr. Kim Dong-won cannot be here because so he misunderstood the time because there are 2 hours time difference between Japan and Bandung. So now, so he has videos. So I will firstly, so I will play his video. Then, so I will present some small lecture. Okay. Sorry.
Hello everyone, my name is Tuan Kim. I'm working at the Wisconsin University, and my specialty is
Also, can you hear his video?
Yes, we can hear.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, yeah.
Also community design and community risk management on the field of civil engineering. First of all, I'm so sorry that I misunderstood the time zone, that I double booked my schedule, so that I ask your big excuse that I sent this video lecture to you. So if you have any question after listen this my lecture, then please ask to my email address to Dr. Professor Suri, and then she can kindly kindly help you to contact me after this lecture and after this joint studio. And I really hope this during this studio hopefully successfully held, and then you all the participants have a fruitful experiences by this course, by this joint study. Okay, so let me share my PowerPoint slide. Well, actually, this is not PowerPoint, but on my presentation, I would like to share the one very important key issue, which is during the COVID-19 pandemic situation. And well, as I said, my specialty is on disaster risk management of cultural heritage. So I would like to share some key lessons that I learned from last 1 year. So this is my and you and our challenges and opportunities in post-COVID times. So this is the poster which we conducted on last summer, which is the webinar. The title is Rethinking Disaster Mitigation and Preparedness. So from this my presentation, all the contents is made by my dearest friends and my colleague Dr. Rohit Jigyas, who is working at the ICROM, which is international education training center at Rome, especially focused on cultural heritage. So I think that I don't need to explain any about the pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic situation. Many of you already have, all of we already experience about hard situation during this year. So here I would like to introduce the picture, which is I think this is which is in Italy, And as you can see, before the pandemic, before the COVID-19, there's tons of tourists. People are enjoying this cultural heritage site with their friends or their family. But as you can see, after the Corona-19 situation, COVID-19 situation, there's only crickets. Birds are enjoying the cultural happy side because because you cannot find many you cannot find people easily after the public space, which public spaces. And what happened in cultural heritage in museum has been closed for a long time because the museum is also public spaces, and museum is also public space which can use as many tourists. So this is really easy to find many museums were suffering to collect people during this year, because if there's any visitors in museum, they are not managing the museum also, and they cannot managing the conservation work in museum. It needs the money. It needs they need and our culture head needs money to maintain all the staffs and also their program to provide to us. And this is the map which is operated by UNESCO, and UNESCO monitoring all the UNESCO or the happy site, and which has been closed. And then UNESCO find that the many of the sites, 72% of the UNESCO World Heritage Site has been closed during the COVID-19 situation, and only 10% of the World Heritage Site has opened to the public. But this is the situation at April. So I think that now more than 90% of the World Heritage Site has closed, which means they lost their budget to maintain their site. And look at this picture. The artisans. There are many traditional artisans maintain the cultural heritage and protect the artifacts, and also they can create the artifacts, but they lost their incomes because a lot of our visitors and tourists cannot visit the artisans and cultural heritage sites. And moreover, what is worse is we have Croatia earthquake during COVID-19 and cyclone in Ampang. And during this year, a lot of disaster occurred in cultural heritage sites because of the climate change. in that case, we need to consider the three factors, which is more than three factors: disaster risk, economy, and pandemic situation. So the very funny, this picture shows the disasters are collaborating better than we are. So what we need to do is before the COVID-19, this is the disaster risk management cycle for cultural heritage, which is showing what we need to do before disaster, during disaster, and after disaster, and which are represented to the prevention, mitigation, adaptation, and preparedness, emergency response and first aid, and recovery and rehabilitation. But now, on new situation on COVID-19, we need to wear the lens of the awareness of COVID-19 and to deal with this three situation on disaster. So the key question is how we should continue capacity building on disaster risk management culture hedge by tailoring the existing knowledge and skills, identifying and filling gaps, target audience, and pedagogy based on the lessons learned from this pandemic. And also, we need to consider the important thing is economy, because we nowadays after the COVID-19, we need to think about what kind of situation we need to consider after COVID-19. I don't think after the COVID-19 we cannot visit our cultural heritage site museum just like this. We need to consider more safer way to visit or enjoying our cultural heritage site with a very organized way. So my idea of some of my idea of new tourism is more controlled tourism, which like a guide tour or some special program tour at our cultural heritage site. Anyway, before we lost our tourists at the cultural heritage site, some of our scholars, our researchers called it this is over tourism, which means and also this is tourism pollution. But after we lost our tourists at the cultural heritage sites, our practitioners, site managers, and also business owners in cultural heritage site, they definitely felt they're feeling our tourists and people visitors are really important to our cultural heritage site. But what is our next challenge is how to control the tourism after the COVID-19. So turning the new normal into new opportunity. This is our new challenge time to consider the COVID-19, but also this is I think this is a new opportunity to overcome or redesign the tourism on the cultural heritage side, because our cultural heritage needs people to learn and enjoy on their site. So the our cultural heritage will welcome all the people to invite our cultural heritage site. So my question and my homework to you is how to thinking this multi risks on cultural heritage site. What kind of business plan or tourism plan can help this cultural heritage site? So please think about this important issue during this joint studio. Thank you. And if you, as I always said, if you have any questions, then please send me individually. So if you ask to my email address to Dr. Sri, then she will kindly introduce my email address to you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much for Dr. Kim Dong-won. And Toshiko Sensei, are you going to add something more?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So I think so. I have around 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Yeah. Is that right?
Yes, sure.
Okay, and so I will present some about the water quality and water environment. Okay. Sorry. Sorry, so now freeze. So can you hear me?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, so sorry, but so my PowerPoint is now freeze. So just a moment, please. Okay, sorry. So I will start my presentation. So hello everyone. So good evening or good morning or I think so. Now I checked there are many students participate in this seminars. So I'm very happy to present in this seminars. So I'm Toshiyuki Shimizu, it's Mecca University. My major is water supply engineering and sanitary engineering. So today, I would like to focus on the water cycle and the water environment. So first of all, this is how to reduce the risk of the COVID-19 infection. So this is from the Ministry of Health, Labor, and Welfare Japan government. So government recommend to avoid the 3 C's. 3 C's is closed spaces, avoid closed spaces with poor ventilation. And next, second is a crowded place with many people nearby. And close contact setting such as a close range and colon stations. So these three is a 1, 2, 3. This is a so high risk is a so overlap situation. So this is so as you know so this situation. So and so Japanese government so recommend us please keep our activity in these situations by spreading so vaccines. So now in Japan, so vaccines is starting from this month to the so medical staff, but so it's very long time to get so us all over so Japanese people, and government recommend so home, stay home or avoid the gathering so place, and so some of the place these activities. So finally, so this is so hand wash. So hand wash is also one of the important activities to avoid the not only COVID-19 but also the all of waterborne disease. So I would like to talk about the water environment. So this is a water cycle in urban areas. So this is a water source. Water source is river, lake, dam, or channel, or something. Sometimes so groundwater. So and intake the water is intake. Next, water is purified by the water purification plant and distribute water as a clean water. So important things is clean and safe water. So and we use as water, kitchen or laundry or bath and shower and toilet, and water is contaminated by our activities, and contaminated water means so wastewater is collected, and wastewater is treated by the water treatment plant and discharged as water public water bodies, and so this is a water cycle. So if public water bodies water resource is contaminated, so it's very hard to purify the water to the safe water. So this is a water cycle, and so water treatment, wastewater treatment is very important to keep the water environment and to provide the clean water. So how to keep the water environment? This picture is it's a very close ITB campus. Lebak Span, sorry, I forget the name of the village of Lebak Sriwanji.
Yes,
So yes, so many of the students know that this situation. So this is public well, and so this is rivers in the this district. So if the river is contaminated, so water resource is contaminated. So if we need hand wash, so contaminated water is not good. So this is water cycle, and water quality prevention is also important, because so next, this is how much water we use. So this is end use water consumption. End use means kitchen or bath and shower, laundry, toilet, or something. So this is data of Asian countries. So it's a little bit old data. So nowadays, water consumption in these South Asian countries, I think increasing. So we use water, many waters. So and many purpose. So as I said, we use water. So contaminated water or wastewater is generated. So especially bath and laundry and use shampoo or detergents. So now one of my research topic is how to treat the detergent. So I think most of participants don't know the water qualities. So I will introduce introduce about water quality parameters. So there are many water parameters and categories in water quality. So physical aspect, chemical aspect, or toxicity. So physical is color or turbidity or something. So and BOD, TOC, and COD are used as parameters of organic matter. BOD means biochemical oxygen demand. TOC is total organic carbon. So COD is chemical oxygen demand. So because of the time limitation, I will skip the detailed explanation. So, but important factor is biodegradability. Biodegradability is so easy to decompose organic matters. So we use and discharge many organic matter in our lives. So this is an example. This is a glucose. Glucose is easy to decompose. This is a benzene. Benzene is hard to decompose. But carbon 6 and carbon 6. So this is equivalent level by the carbons. But biodegradability is a difference. So high BOD and value and high TOC value is okay. So because biodegradability is very high, but BOD is very low. TOC is very high. Is very bad situation because this water is contaminated by the organic matters. So my research topic is regarding LAS. LAS is one of the surfactants. So LAS is a linear alkyl sulfone carbonate. Linear alkyl benzene sulfonate. So this is most commonly used anionic surfactants. So if you chance to see the your detergent, laundry detergent, so please check the content. So many of products use this LAS. So this is one of the biodegradation test. So this is a peak of the LAS. So this is before biodegradation test. This is after. So you can see that this peak is remained after the biodegradation test. So this is one of the results. So result of the high performance of rigid chromatography. So I will skip this explanation. So this is one of the BOD test by the biodegradation test. So if the BOD value high is high by biodegradability. So this is some kind we use some kind of the detergents. I is India, and IN is Indonesia and Japan and Thailand. So in this result, in Indonesian detergents is high biodegradability. Oh, okay, skip. Next, I would like to introduce ultraviolet. So ultraviolet can sterilize microorganisms in water and decompose organic matter. So ultraviolet is a wavelength of ultraviolet from 100 nanometer to 400 nanometers. So this is short wavelengths have a strong power to disinfect and decompose organic matters. So this is a lab explanation, an example of the lab explanation. So this is one of the results. So this is UV irradiation and log survival rate. And so this is using one kind of the viruses.
Sorry, Shimizu-sensei, the time is up.
Okay, so this is final slide, and so now due to the pandemic of the COVID-19, so further attention is being paid to the air disinfection and surface disinfection. Surface means material surface. So by the air, by the ultraviolet. If you interested in the ultraviolet, please see the some companies. So this is one of the major company with your companies. So this is a summary. So I would like to finish this presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shimizu-sensei. Now we are entering the Q&A session for a lecture today on infrastructure environmental planning. We have 3 speakers already presented their materials, and we can now start the Q&A. I would like to first ask the MC that should I directly read the question or any procedure that are more preferable?
You can directly read it or summarize the question. It's up to you.
Okay, so at least now at the moment we have 2 written questions. The first is to Professor Johan Walcher from Muhammad Yuda Pambudi from Pakuan University. I would read his message. Thank you, Professor Johan Walcher, for your great presentations. Currently, Indonesia is planning to move the capital city to Kalimantan Islands, precisely in North Kalimantan. No, it's not North, it's in East Kalimantan, yes. In your perspective, what are the things that need to be considered in the development of the new capital so that its implementation is in accordance with the SDGs Sustainable Development Goals? Okay, maybe at first for Johan, maybe would you like to answer first?
Yeah, sure. Well, thank you, Mohammed, for this nice question. Of course, it's also in a way quite a broad question. Of course, the Sustainable Development Goals are quite wide-ranging. But let me try to answer a little bit. First of all, I would suggest, obviously, to try to make sure that for any of the, let's say, the development plans, there's a good focus on adaptive urban development. And it may not be a surprising answer you may get from me. I mean, of course, we're currently dealing with a pandemic crisis, but let's not forget there's the climate crisis, right, hanging over us as well. And so any focus on adaptiveness in terms of sufficient green development, and particularly green development in cities, will really be able to help to alleviate at least some of the crucial pressures we'll get particularly from more irregular rain patterns, for example, drought and heat. So I would think that will be quite crucial for any new development for the new capital. And of course, anything related to trying to stimulate sustainable mobility. And so let's say more active kind of a travel forms, if at all possible, a strong continuous focus on public